Welcome everyone to Lights of Miiva, episode 81. 81, wow. My name is Sam Lander, I'll be your GM, and I have some players.
My name is Zero, playing Lumi, the Circle of Stars druid, and I won't do the World Cup thing.
I believe I am going next today. I am Mia, and I am playing Beraald the Ranger, who has a big animal companion, giant raccoon named Lucy.
Who can speak now?
Oh. That's right.
She could speak before, it's just now you can understand her.
Speak Fate, and hi, I am Sadie. I am playing Zari, the barbarian paladin cook that cooks tasty licorice cookies for the talking raccoon.
That's true.
He's not using his mic today because it's too hot. He's playing Criior the monk.
And I'm Ashes, and I play Ibrakeet the wizard.
So last time stuff happened. I don't know that I remember to write a recap. Nope, I did not. And I don't remember what happened. So you guys got on a boat at the end of the episode. It's fine. So I believe
we go on a big journey.
Yeah, you're getting ready to travel an ocean. So the barrels of whatever this alcohol is are loaded with extreme care. Like each individual one is lifted up and loaded into place. At which point, the first officer comes up to you all and says, "All right, I think we're fully loaded. You want to see your quarters?" Here's a interesting question in Feyen for you. If there's only one of them, are they still quarters, or is it just your quarter?
It's still quarters because they are overseen by the quartermaster.
Oh, Bert's not going to be overseeing anything, and not with you, your passengers. Anyway, come on. And he leads the way downstairs. So the captain's cabin is in the quarterdeck on the back, and so you walk in. There's a short hallway that leads into the captain's cabin / day room / office that you guys have already been in, with the nice 5-foot ceilings. He opens a door just to the right as you're entering in that little down. So you go half a step down to this 5-foot ceiling. You turn right. You go another set of stairs down into the below decks. And you're talking 4.5-foot ceilings down here. The hold is in the back below the quarter deck. There's another half turn, and it goes down another set of stairs into the rear cabins. Saxon, the first officer, goes, that's where the crew has their quarters. You will be mostly on the deck in front of you. And he says, up past this stuff here is where you will actually have your quarters. And he leads you up, and there is it looks like a temporary wooden wall. So you go past a bunch of supplies that are sitting on top of a grate in the floor. Looking through the grate in the floor, there is just basically a bottom. It looks like it's just stacked of, like, the next deck down is full of barrels and crates and bags and stuff that all the way flush with the floor on this deck. He leads you forward. There is a wooden door and a 1 inch thick, full of barrels. 1 inch thick wooden wall that mostly looks like planks, kind of. Everybody planks, like it looks very temporary, right? And he leads you up, and in the front of this space there is a iron, or not iron, sorry, that would be a real world. In this case, there is a metal, probably bronze metal, pot-barreled stove, that's 2 feet diameter. It's got a flat surface. There's a chimney that goes up through the floor, and arrayed on the outside of this room are 6 cots in 2 stacks. So it's 3 levels. Not cot. That thing that you hang between trees.
Hammock.
A hammock. Thank you. So there's 6 hammocks in 2 stacks along each wall that meet at the head of the ship. So unrolling the hammock, it's pretty obvious that you have 2 options. You can either have the stove on, or you can have the hammocks deployed in such a way that you can sleep in them. He's like, it's a little cozy in here, but should be fine. We will need access to this room during the day to cook meals. So, I wouldn't suggest being below decks that much other than in storms, but there's a couple of sea chests here, and against the temporary wall there are 2 big chests that kind of fill the space beneath where the hammocks attach and the doorway, right? He's like, if you have locks, great, but these are your chests for keeping any personal items you have that you want to keep. Otherwise, you are welcome to hang out below decks with the crew if they're fine with that, or on the deck in fair or middling weather is generally what I suggest. Do you guys have any questions?
What if we have something that won't fit in the box that we don't want people to touch?
I keep it with you unless you're in the room with it, would be my suggestion.
Fair enough.
You guys didn't bring a bunch of luggage, so I don't know what you have.
I have this box on my back.
I mean, fair. You're probably going to want the middle. Just a suggestion, Zari, right?
Yes.
You're going to probably want the middle hammock, because with the stretch of the ropes between, it's going to be the longest one.
Okay.
Just a suggestion. Oh, where's your raccoon going to stay?
That was what I was going to ask you. Well, I also wanted to know, are there places she shouldn't be?
In the food.
Oh.
Because we only have enough to get us. Well, we have enough to get us there and back, because we're not guaranteed to find food or be able to buy food there, but we don't have a lot extra. And Lucy goes, I can be good. What kind of food is it? And he just blinks and looks at her and goes, mostly dried peas, salt beef, and salt pork. She just looks at you, Beraald, and goes, that sounds very boring. We should get them more food.
I'm, uh, I'm not used to people understanding you yet. But we will get you some special Lucy treats. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
do you think would you be okay cuddling up with me in the hammock or?
I don't think I'd fit.
Hmm.
Because there's not a lot of
Okay.
space. And I'm large.
You are
Here,
but beautiful.
I'll just sleep on top of the chest. That'll be fine, right?
And Beraald looks around.
Is everyone okay with that? Is that fine? Anyone have a problem with that?
Woo!
I'm gonna take that as a no problem. So there you go.
You
It
have
looks like we're okay.
quite the menagerie with you.
Yes.
Got 2 owls, raccoon. Yeah, okay. Well,
Riisha.
Riisha. Wait, is Riisha an animal? He looks at Riisha. No, she's not. You do know what menagerie means, right?
Yes, and I can assure you that Riisha is rabid like an animal.
Yeah, I was gonna say you do know what animal means, right?
Okay, well, okay. Well, I have to get back on deck. We're gonna need to warp out to the current soon to get on way. So, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna head back to the deck. Feel free to settle in.
Player question.
Mhm.
We already did our food shopping. Is that we've already sort of taken care of?
You guys haven't bought anything specific for the trip. You got some
Okay.
candy.
Okay.
There were absolutely food vendors along the shore if you guys wanted to try to pick up something that isn't ship rations to go with.
Oh, player question.
Yeah.
Does this world know about scurvy? And did they pack for that?
I'm gonna go with yes and yes.
Okay.
There's you guys haven't seen it, but they probably have a supply of limes and other citrus to help guard against scurvy. 3 months at sea, probably be okay even without that, but it's probably the edge.
I believe we had instructed that our dietary needs could be met, so there should be teas for the 2 tea drinkers in the price for travel.
If you guys let them know your dietary restrictions, then yes. Also, one of the classic ingredients of grog is black tea, so
Ah.
or
I feel like sorry.
go ahead.
I feel like did we have a discussion about licorice for Lucy? Like I feel like we took care of that, or it was making sure we had some anise. Am I misremembering, or can we say that we did? Or
I think you did.
yeah.
I think you had the distraction licorice, and then you bought some special stuff too.
Okay. I'm just thinking, might there be anything at a local vendor that would be dried? Just Lucy had specifically asked for other food.
Along the docks,
Yeah.
you've got 2 options. You've got
Yep.
in crates and barrels for long-term ship voyage. All of that would be either salted or dried. And
Okay.
you have very, very fresh, like live chickens, live pigs, live, small beef, to put on the ship and keep on the ship for a few days until you slaughter it, so you have fresh meat a little further out to sea. So those are kind of your two like main food categories here on the docks: is dried, preserved, and or salted, and very fresh, like still alive fresh.
Does anybody else in the group? All right, I'll just do this in character.
All right. I feel like we're all set, except maybe for a couple of nice treats for Lucy that aren't licorice. I'd love to just hop down to the dock and pick up a couple of dried something or others. I don't know what they're called here.
Oh no, I'm
anybody
definitely
else?
going to grab some other cookie material.
Okay.
Couple
Great.
bags of rice, some vegetables, and some other things that are not salted meat that I can cook for at least the first couple weeks.
Wonderful.
All right, you guys head back up on deck, and they're currently in the process of like obviously in the process of prepping the ship. But they're still tied up, and the captain is talking to Andrea is talking to Saxon on the quarterdeck. They're getting a sense of like wind direction and stuff. And as you guys come up, Andrea looks over at you and goes, ready to cast off whenever you're ready. Are you needing anything else before we go? Because once we go, the ship is going.
We're gonna head to the dockside market and pick up some personal food supplies for us.
Okay.
So 3 hours maybe.
Okay, sounds good. We will. The wind is fair. We'll probably stay that way. So, see you in a few hours or whenever you get back. GM note: that is one nice thing about having a world without tides, or at least without very large tides, is that there's much less of we have to leave right now.
Oh, right, there's no moon.
Yeah. No moon means no moon tides. So there's only solar tides, and those are relatively small comparatively.
And rings don't cause tides because we got a new ring in the sky.
True, but they don't cause tides
because they're going to apply the gravity evenly.
Exactly. It may have raised the water in certain parts of the world, but it would have raised it permanently.
Yeah, like there's going to be a bulge under it, but that's not going to be moving.
Yeah. Somebody's cellar's flooded. They don't know why, and they're very mad about it.
Minus rotating, there's already a bulge around the equator.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. All right. So you guys head into the market. The smell, I mean, you guys haven't, since you came out of the docks, the smell has been horrific. We absolutely will explain, well, somebody can either explain and text me, or we will explain later. But
Okay.
so yeah, there's grouping. So you go, there's like sets of warehouses, and then there's rows of food. It's pretty obvious that some of the warehouses have people out in front of them with samples of supplies that are probably in the warehouse. So like as you're going, you have people handing out, sample ship's biscuit, hardtack clack clack, things like, salted beef that has then been brought out and prepared so that people can taste it. And so on and so forth. You have some fresh vegetables, fair number of spices vendors, because one of the ways you make food tasty when it's all the same every day is you put different spices in it. But yeah, you have, cattle pens, pig pens, chickens in cages.
Anyone selling like preserves, like jellies, jams?
I'm gonna say, now that's an interesting question. Because the answer would be yes, but I'm trying to imagine. Okay, yes, there are places selling preserves. It's one of those things where you walk past, you see ship's biscuits like laid out, and then you realize that they're thinner, more cracker-like biscuit, and there are like 3 small or 4 small barrels behind the counter, and as you guys are walking past, the person yells, give it a taste, why don't you? In common, not Feyan, so catches Criior's attention. And Criior, as you look over, you see that the person has a like butter knife and is currently putting probably candied limes, like a candied lime spread onto a ship's biscuit and offering it to you. All right, so Criior takes some, hands it to you, say, Zari.
Okay, and I take a bite.
Well, first thing you notice, as you are not really familiar with hardtack, is that chewing through this biscuit is, even though it's a little thinner than, might call it classic ship's biscuit, it's like the thickest cracker you've ever had. It is hard to chew, but the biggest takeaway from this, this is preserved lime in, like, it's like almost candied. There's so much sugar in here. It is, but it's definitely preserved. And as you stop and chew on this and think, you see that they have, like, what else would be a good preserved? It would probably be
Apple.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's apple puree, or call it apple butter, and pear butter, or approximately, and strawberry rhubarb. And it is
okay. And they have like preserves, like chunks of fruit.
You're thinking that there's much less of, like, this was not made into jam like you're thinking of for bread. This is fruit preserved in sugar that has, from that process, kind of broken down, so it's chunky and in sugar. And it's a barrel size at about 3 gallons.
Okay. Another question. So we have the box. If you put foodstuffs in the box, do they spoil?
Yes.
Okay.
It is not a refrigeration or freezing. It's not a suspended animation.
If I put a dry good, like a sack of flour in there,
it won't get wet which is the main thing that causes flour to go bad. Is it won't get wet and it won't pick up mites, or not mites, weevils. So, because weevils
I
would
could make fresh bread.
Yes.
And not this horrible, awful brick.
They would be very offended if they could understand you.
Like, I know why they make it, but that still doesn't mean it's. I myself, as a cook, do not appreciate it.
Right. All right. How many barrels can I interest in you for your voyage? Bulk discount for large orders.
So definitely get. Like, are we talking like a full barrel or like a smaller cask?
So this is the size they have of this is like a 3-gallon barrel cask.
Okay.
So it's not like a full 55-gallon, right? But it's
okay.
Around the size of a 5-gallon bucket, because you have the wood and it's a little smaller than that.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess tech one of each variety.
All right, just one. The
one of each flavor.
Yeah. The lime. Oh boy. I'm gonna make up some prices that may be unreasonable because I don't actually know how to price this. I'm gonna say the lime preserves are probably 2 brass. The apple and pear are 1, and the strawberry rhubarb is 3.
Okay. So, have you got a pin or something?
Pencil, will that work for now?
Yep.
I'll get you a pin here in a moment.
Yep. So we got the apple. I mean, if you all want to, we could do this afterwards.
Yeah. So apple and pear would be 2 plus 2 for the lime, so that's 4 plus 3 for the strawberry rhubarb would be 7 brass for 1 of each.
Okay. So yeah, that should last us a good time. Gonna next.
According to the player's handbook, that amount of ale would be about half a brass.
Okay, so it's gonna be more expensive than just straight ale. So I think I'm okay with that pricing.
Yep, I'm okay with that.
I don't know. That's the best frame of reference I can find.
Nope, that's good. That is good information. That makes me more confident. Because 50 to 70% of this barrel is sugar. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sugar isn't terribly expensive in current Ferriphobe, but it's not cheap either.
Yep. Okay, so we got the jellies.
Mm-hmm.
Next we find flour and rice. I assume they have traders that trade in rice.
That is easily findable. I don't even need to do role playing. Whatever bulk price in the handbook is what you get it for.
Let's see. Grab probably a cask of like some sort of like cooking oil.
They would have, for cooking oils, they would have butter, salted butter, and they would have Probably a what would be available for? It's probably a canola or soybean type oil. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a cask of canola oil.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be priced at, so oil would be priced at lamp oil because they're very similar, just one's edible and one's not.
Which is a bronze per pound.
Right. Flour's 2 copper per pound. Yeast would be available if you want to make yeasted bread. A block of that will make a bunch of loaves, and it would be around 5 copper.
Oh, if we get fishing gear, can we fish off the side of the boat and catch fish?
You don't know why you wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
Yeah, you fishing lines and not nets, so deep ocean fishing lines would absolutely be available. It's not fishing poles. You guys get, so you get twine that is tied 100 feet of twine, that the last 15 feet is, every foot or so is a 1-inch hook, barbed hook. So you're told that this is the best way to catch deep water fish, is you attach salt beef or yesterday's catch off of the hooks, you trail it behind the ship as you're traveling, and fish will come up and get it, and then you pull in the line every once in a while, take all the fish off, and then you rebait it and put it back out. There's a joking story. It's like, oh yeah, just be careful where you do it, because of if there are leviathans around, they may sense your bait and come after the ship.
Oh, good.
Can you eat leviathans?
I mean, if they don't eat your ship. What was the mouth on that one you saw? Oh, that thing had a 35-foot wide mouth. It took a bite out of the side of the ship. We were lucky to survive. Mostly the ones of us that got away got into the dinghies that were smaller than it cared for as bait, and we just rode hard. And I think I was out. I think it was 3 weeks before another ship came by that we got passage on. You are unsure if this person is making you a story or if they're telling the truth.
We don't need fish, right?
Alumi will tilt its heads 90 degrees with eyes one atop the other, looking at the one with the story. I want to try and suss out the general fibbiness of that story.
Give me an insight check, please. 14. There is some amount of truth in this story. He is exaggerating parts of it, but you don't know which parts are true and which parts he's exaggerating. Fishing gears, probably. Go ahead.
Exaggerating the size of the mouth, but that's just a memo to self for Aulumi.
I'm going to say that fishing gear is a bronze, will get you a fair amount of fishing gear. Spare hooks, spare line.
Fair enough.
It's enough for one person fishing. It's not enough for a commercial fishing ship.
Okay. Now, are there cheeses that you can take that don't need refrigeration?
Yes. They tend towards the harder side. You want yourself a wheel of Parmesan or a Parmesan equivalent?
Yes.
All right. So a full wheel, that we're talking You know what a full wheel of Parmesan looks like, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that is gonna
Hundreds of
be.
dollars too.
Sorry, what?
They're like hundreds of dollars too.
Yeah, that's gonna be like 4 brass. It's not Parmesan, but it's a big wheel of like aged hard cheese. And they don't sell it in volumes less than full wheels.
Okay, I think I will grab probably 4 brass. You say I'll probably grab 5 of those.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Whoa.
So this is, you realize this is a 2-foot diameter, 1.5 foot thick wheel of cheese, right?
Yeah, that
Okay.
that can fit in the box.
Yeah,
Okay, I have to ask,
Yep.
what is this box? You were talking about this box.
The box of holding.
Okay. So
Okay.
so I think this was slightly before you joined.
Yeah.
But when we were in the city, we went when we were in the ruins of Miiva, we went to the main keep. Part of it was on the edge of a sinkhole, but we went to basically the I don't know what you call it, the trade office, and like the impound, and we found a bunch of gems and a bunch of money and stuff. But we also found this box. It is a box of holding. So you know the bag of holding that a lot of people carry around?
Yes.
Well, this is a box of holding. So
Okay. Is this the one that when I started Lumi was in?
Yes,
Yes.
that is correct.
Okay.
yes, Lumi was
Okay.
in the box.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
80,
right.
80 pounds, 80 pounds of cheese at a
Okay.
wheel. So
Amazing.
mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So Beraald, you've seen this box,
Yes.
but you haven't seen it very often because it seems like they don't bring it out for everything. But you're just watching Zari like put entire wheels of cheese into this thing. Bags, fishing gear.
Look, we are going to get our dairy on this trip. I'm going to make sure of it.
Clearly.
So this thing will hold 64 cubic feet of stuff, up to 500 pounds. So you're right on the edge.
Okay.
I think the last
think
wheel
that's
of
probably-
cheese is like you bought 5 of them because the 6th one wouldn't go in. Okay, Ashes, that's a good one.
I'm never gonna have to say when while she grates it into our pasta. So yeah, I got some flour, got some preserves, got some rice, got lots of cheese.
Yeah.
I have my I have my handy spice pack.
Yes.
And then whatever stuff is the crew gives us in forms of salted meats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we're good.
All right. This takes
Look, guys, I know this is a lot of cheese, but when we get there, we are going to be nourished and have all of our vitamins and minerals, so we can fight this damn lich god.
I'm not complaining.
Ooh.
It's been more than an hour at this point. Zerger.
Well, good thing I can stay in animal form. A number of hours equals to half my level rounded down.
Oh, well then never mind. You're still an owl.
That means until we hit level 10, it's 4 hours.
So yeah, you guys make it back. It is mid-afternoon by the time you guys are getting back. As you guys are boarding the ship, Andrea is below deck, but Bert, it's like, thought you guys were gonna go shopping for some food or something.
We did.
Oh, but is it getting delivered then?
No, it's in the box.
It's in the. Oh, you must not have bought very much, I guess. Oh, that's fine. Anyway, we're ready to set sail whenever you guys are.
Yep, we're ready to go.
All right. he. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm so sorry. Do we need to specify what Beraald got? Just a couple of treat meats for Lucy?
Nah.
Okay, great.
Deduct whatever you think is fair. If
Oh,
you're buying
geez,
some like
somebody
candies.
tell me. Okay.
Probably a couple bronze.
Okie doke.
All
I'm
right.
currently in the process of Googling whether owls can eat fish.
I think they probably could eat fish.
I feel like they probably could.
They don't hunt fish, so that's not. I don't see any reason why they couldn't eat a fish, but that's not their. There's not their prey, so they. Generally,
Horned owls, snowy owls, and short-eared owls are the owls that can eat fish.
Huh.
Which Jawbreaker is a barn owl.
So none of that?
Yeah.
All right. So the Bert pulls out a bosun's pipe, and you hear the classic like doo-wee-oo, and people come piling out of everywhere. Andrea comes up on deck and says, "Ready to leave?" And Saxon calls back from the bow and says, "Hi, Captain, ready to leave?" She's like, "All right, prepare to warp us out of harbor." And Saxon yells back, "All right, prepare for warping operations." And two of the crew run over to the longboat that's attached to the like top deck of the ship. And attach ropes to it. The boom of the sail, so that it acts as a boom, acts as a crane, and they lift the boat up out of the thing. 6 men scramble down the side of the ship and into the longboat, untie it from the ship. The 4 men who remain on deck run up and release the anchor from where it's tied to the side of the ship, and the officers run to the side of the dock and go, and Andrea calls, release the shorelines, and they go and they untie the shorelines, toss them to people waiting on the shore. And Saxon calls from the front, "All right, lower anchor." And the anchor is lowered into the longboat, which then they settle the anchor in the longboat. And the men, the crew, start rowing the anchor in the longboat out into the middle of the current, or out like 30 feet from the ship. And Saxon goes, "Drop anchor," and they drop the anchor into the bottom, and Andrea yells out, "All right, haul line." And the 4 crew members plus Bert and Stellania get onto the capstan. And they start walking. You hear the classic cha-chunk, 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 cha-chunk as they walk around the capstan. And the line is pulled. The line that the anchor is pulled into the ship. But it doesn't move the anchor. It pulls the ship out into the water. Cha-chunk, 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 cha-chunk. And it's 25 feet. Takes them 5-10 minutes to pull until the anchor is pulled, and then once it's basically the anchor is directly below the ship, the anchor obviously starts pulling up, and the ship is now floating 25 feet away from shore. Saxon and Andrea kind of look around and goes, into the boat. Once Saxon goes, into the boat again. We need to get out further into the current. And the anchor is again backed into the longboat. And the longboat is again rowed out further into the current. And then dropped into the water. And then again, chunk to chunk to chunk to chunk to chunk. It is used to pull the boat out into the current. The second time the boat gets to the anchor and starting to drift sideways and pulls the anchor up. Saxon yells, "Get the boat in!" The ropes are lowered down to the boat. It's tied on to the boom of the mast again, and the capstan is then set up to draw in the boat, and the boat is drawn in, and Andrea has turned the tiller, or turned the wheel, so that the boat is now facing downriver and is starting to pick up speed. And there's a almost pleasant breeze comparative to the smells of the shore as the current of the river takes over, and you guys are actually moving into the wind a little bit. And the crew swarms their way up into the rigging, with the exception of a couple of them. Stellania, the bosun, heads down below decks to do her bosun-y duty. Bert also, he's the quartermaster. He also heads below decks. Andrea and Saxon set up by the wheel, and Jurakai gets into the front of the ship, and he's got a line on a string, and he's got a weight, not a line on the string. He's got a weight at the end of a string that has a series of knots on it that he then like spins and launches out in front of the ship, and you see him pulling this up, and he calls out depth readings as he's doing this. He's sounding the bottom. And you guys are sailing.
I'd like Beraald to be watching all of this, just fascinated, excuse me. That's all. I just want to say that he's taking it all in, because he's a land guy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that any of you have been on a sailing ship before, actually sailing. You guys rode on the Burgundy Baron, which does none of what they just did. Because it magically flew.
Right.
It's the difference between a powered boat and a sailboat. Well, a powered boat that can fly. I think they're called airplanes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What is the name of this ship?
This is the Salty Lady.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not sure why Andrea isn't salty at all. But she's not the only lady on the ship, so maybe there's one of the crew is salty. You don't know.
Of course. I'm imagining actually Lucy saying all of this.
Right.
That entire commentary was shared by Lucy.
Uh-huh. Oh, hey, they fed it with salt beef. Maybe the ladies get salty after a while.
You know,
After
go ahead.
after too much salt beef, maybe that makes them salty. I mean, they're sweated
Sure.
salty anyway, and it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like we have enough water to take very many baths. So maybe that's what makes them salty.
Oh, that too. There are a number of reasons. We can learn as we go.
All right. I'm going to fail at sailing commands because it's been slightly too long since I last read through Horatio Hornblower. But at a cry from Saxon, the crew starts unfurling the square mainmast or square mainsail. And it starts, it's as you guys have gotten out into like the more past the into the river, more into the bay, you have slowed down significantly, and now you are in a breeze that is carrying smells from the shore. But the square sail goes up. You seem to have a trailing wind at this point, some sort of land to sea breeze. It kicks up. You guys are pretty soon you're going at nearly the pace of the wind, and some more sails are set. The ship leans over a little bit as the captain takes it on a slightly different tack. The square mainsail is taken in as you get a little more angled to the wind, and you now are left with only the fore and aft rigged sails. Those are the triangular sails on a sloop are set, and it looks like a very big bird's wing almost. The with the mainsail up, so you have the triangular front sail that goes from the what is the long pole at the front of a ship called? Because my brain is refusing to source any words now. Shoot.
I
Anyway,
actually knew that at some point.
Goes from the front of that up to the top of the mainsail, and is like a big, and then behind that there is just kind of continuing that same shape. It's got a it's not triangular, it's four-sided but not square. The mainstay, I don't think it's the mainstay. Forestay. Be the forestay, I think. Not sure. Anyway, I should bring up points. So it's continuing the same shape, but it's got like a wooden boom at the top and a wooden boom at the bottom, and then a big sailcloth in between. The boat is listing at about 15 degrees over, and you guys are picking up even more speed. This thing is sailing somewhat seemingly sideways in the wind, and you're swearing it's going faster than the wind going sideways than it was when it had a square sail up and it was going downwind. And bowsprit, thank you. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. So yeah, you guys are sailing. Saxon gets out some sort of tool to measure. It's looking like he's looking at the sun. And he's like, "All right, we can stay on this tack for several hours, and it's a decent one to get us out to sea." And Andrea nods and goes, "All right, I'll be below deck." She heads into her cabin. Saxon stays at the helm and yells, "Avast soundings!" And Jurasai should figure out how to actually pronounce that properly, but comes out of the front and is just wrapping this cord up carefully, drawing it out as they're doing it, and they stash it into one of the lockers at the front of the ship. So it is give the name.
Oh my God, you just made that sound and I immediately went, do, 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 do. She went, do, do,
Phenomenal.
do, do.
Welcome, Suda.
Hi, welcome.
Has been here for like 20 minutes now.
I missed that.
I didn't say anything.
That's fair.
We're welcoming your voice. Alumi unshifting back to humanoid shape. Is that happening in front of all of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aulumi.
Is that the yeah? Is that the longest Lumi has been in owl form before?
That Beraald has seen, I think maybe he spent better parts of an adventuring day in animal forms before they hooked up, but the 3-ish hours now was probably the longest Beraald
Okay.
at least has seen
Okay.
him stay as an animal.
Yeah. So Beraald will jump in surprise. He then go,
Oh, Lumi, I almost forgot. Wow, this been a long time. How does that feel? How are you feeling?
Not too bad. It's not uncomfortable. I've been animals for longer.
Wow. That I can't imagine.
Really helped getting above the worst of the stench in the city, though.
Oh, we should have let I don't know. Can you carry raccoons when you're in that shape?
I don't
Not
think
that
I
little
don't think,
one.
I don't think he's big enough.
Oh,
But I can do a bigger one.
I'm not-
Just ask, and Zerder is struggling to remember. Was it Riisha he picked up when we had the wolf attack?
Hmm.
As he bolted off in front of everyone, or was
don't
that
remember.
Zari?
I'm not sure.
I think could have been Zari, because Riisha did something else, I think. I'm not sure. But
Riisha most likely just went invisible.
That tracks. All right. So afternoon turns into evening. You guys notice every 2 hours a bell rings on the ship. And every 4 hours, the crew that's up on deck changes. And about 6 p.m. Stellania comes out on deck and carrying a giant or fairly good sized bronze pot, and in it is some sort of stew. And she rings a bell, and she's like, mess time. And everybody, including the officers, all line up for their mess.
do we eat with the crew?
I made enough for all y'all.
Oh. Okay.
Food is part of the deal.
Great.
and then Beraald will just get in line.
Mm-hmm. So everybody, as they get up to the front of the line, gets a ceramic bowl that is full of stew, and a single square of ship's biscuit, and a single ladle of some sort of drink out of the there's a barrel on a kind of, yeah, it's a barrel on, kind of on her side. You guys have seen her setting, like you guys saw her setting all this up, right? The barrel came up first and was strapped down to the deck, and then the crate of ship's biscuit was brought up and strapped down to the deck, and then the last thing was the pot of stew. And as you come up, she hands each of you in line, and she hands you a beaten copper mug that says, "All right, keep track of that. That is yours. If you lose it, it's not my responsibility to give you another one." And then she ladles a single ladle of grog into the thing. The captain does not hand over a mug to get grogged, but everybody else ahead of you in line does. The captain instead opens up a flask to pour into her mug, and then the sea rollers aren't too bad. This is a fairly small ship, but you're on tack that you just occasionally get the swell coming up, pushing up the ship. It's a fair day. It's interesting to stand with about a 15% list. I do want to know, after 4 hours, have any of you gotten seasick? Because this is about the time when it would be getting the worst.
Yes. Yes, for Beraald.
Yes, for Beraald? All right.
Yep.
So, Beraald, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Doodly-doo. Go to the thing.
A 12? Or no, an 8? All right. Did Criior gets seasick as well. With a 12, Criior, you are at the rail, and you're sitting with your back up against it, and you're staring into the side. You initially went to the upside rail, and one of the crew's like, "If you're sick, go downwind. Don't puke over the side that's upwind." And so you walk to the other side of the ship, and you're leaning, you have your head, your back is against the rail. You have your head kind of leaning back a little bit, and you're just, that green color from music. Beraald, you thought you were okay until the stew got onto deck, and
Yep.
the stew pot gets opened. The smell of it comes downwind, smells beefy, and that's enough. That's enough to unsettle the stomach, and you turn over the side and lose whatever lunch you had. And Lucy comes up beside you and is like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
I will be. Thank you for caring.
About that time, you lose your stomach contents again.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be here for a few days.
Okay.
If you need anything, just let me know. I can bring you over water or grog or stew. Do you want some stew? I can go get you some stew.
No, not the stew. Maybe some water.
Practicing your balance up on the bowsprit. Absolutely, Riisha. You are not as nimble as the crew, much to your chagrin, but they're used to a platform that's moving underneath them as they're doing their acrobatics, and you aren't. So every once in a while, you get a little stumble of a step.
Much chagrin.
Uh-huh.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
A couple of questions.
100%.
Did Criior get almost sick before me? Did that happen before?
He was. You guys were almost sick together.
Okay, all right. So we both got scolded about
Yeah.
where we needed to. Okay.
Yeah, because you thought, get further away from the ocean so maybe the motion is less bad, but this crew was yelling at you because, it's one of those things where after they yell at you, you realize that, oh, yeah, vomiting. If you vomited there, the wind would just blow it back in your face and all over your clothes and all over the side of the ship. The downwind side, that is the side that you want to vomit over. The ship is going at about, I got to look up my points of sail because I forget what the names are. Point of sail. Haha. You are currently in a close reach sailing point.
Okay.
Copy image.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So you're going across
yeah,
the
go.
wind, and you swear with the wind speed feels like you should be moving slower than you are. So fun thing about this type of fore and aft, you can actually sail, depending on your point of sailing, you can actually sail across the wind as fast or faster than the wind speed. Oh my goodness. You can sail close reach at nearly the same speed as if you were running before the wind. Basically sailing directly downwind.
Wow.
Beam reach would actually be a little better for speed, but you are not on that tack.
Okay. Can I just make a bit of flavor comment here?
Absolutely.
I would like Beraald to have staked out a little spot, a little pillow, maybe a book, and a mug in the area where he's going to be throwing up for the next few days. And then Iberkeet had the same thought that I did, which was, could Beraald ask Lucy to ask Zari if there's any ginger or anything, or mint, anything to settle the stomach.
So you've got your supper, Zari. You see Criior and Beraald on the side as Lucy comes up to you and starts pulling on your pants leg. Hey, Zari. Beraald, Beraald had a question.
What is it, Precious?
Yeah. So Beraald had a question for you.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember what the question was.
Well, I will go ask them. How's that sound?
That sounds like a good idea. Here, I'll come back over so I know what the question is so I can ask you.
Okay.
And they've arrived.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We returned to Beraald.
You're like 25 feet away at maximum distance anywhere on this deck. Like, yep. I think I've switched you all over to the deck plan.
Okay.
So we have here. I'll position people. I'll drag you onto the thing. So we have whoopsie doodle. Where are? There we are. Haha. So we have Beraald and Criior. We have Lumi. Yep. Zari was, here-ish. Lucy was, of course, like here. Riisha is there. And Iberkeet, you're probably there-ish. I don't know. You can move yourself around.
That's where I was going to put me.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah. So the only reason, Zari, you didn't hear Beraald ask is because Beraald is too busy throwing up to... Oh, by the way, there are 14 other people on this main deck. If that shows you how crowded this place is.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's supper time, so everybody's eating.
Mhm.
There are 10 crew and four officers.
Lumi will maybe have caught wind of the question from Beraald to Lucy and has gone into his pouch to try and figure out if his herbal teas that he has maybe going a bit stale at this point, but there are still teas and there are still herbal, has mints or anything that could work as a stomach settler.
Possibly. But anyway, so Zari, you come up to Beraald, and Lucy goes up to beside Beraald and goes, "So, I forgot the question, but what's the question so I can ask Zari?"
Okay. Do you have sorry? Oh God. Do you have anything that could help settle my stomach? Ginger mint.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Lumi, you hear one of the crew comment to another one of the crew kind of under their breath, like, "I'm surprised more of them didn't get sick." Gets some chuckles. Was definitely not meant to be heard.
Oh, okay.
Well, some of us are more dexterous than others, and pointing at Riisha loud enough that the person that commented will probably hear. Lumi will just speak into the air around him. Some of us just makes food, thumbs back towards Zari, and some of us just actually kept some of the senses and stability from their animal forms. And
Oh.
so not everyone has a weak stomach.
Yes. So
It's not weak. Just not used to it.
It'll be
So-
fine after a week. Don't worry about it. One of the crew yells.
Great.
I believe last time when we went into what's his creep face Mick Deadhouse guy.
Uh,
when me
Yeah, Vax.
yeah Vex
Right.
Vax. Yeah, when me and Riisha went into Vax's place, and we got that
yeah.
horrid stench of dead.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
I remember this now.
I was able to use my handy spice handy spice pouch to take out something to settle my stomach, and I believe it was either ginger or cardamom.
I'm going to go with...
Oh, please say.
Go ahead.
Oh. Shiv and I have a whole cardamom argument that extends across our relationship, and I'll pay a luck point for it to be cardamom.
But for real.
We don't have luck points in this game, but absolutely, I'm willing. I'm willing to give you cardamom in this. So,
Thank you.
so yes, Zari, you come up with some cardamom.
Ask about that after game, because I am intrigued now.
Yes. Okay.
And you are handed a mug of grog. And it's like the captain, Andrea. Obviously, since Beraald and Criior aren't eating, has come over with their mugs and hands them to you, Zari, and goes, "Here, put it in this." It is a fairly weak alcoholic beverage that is in this thing. It is, from the smell of it, it's got some acidity to it. It's definitely got some some alcohol in it, but it's not like super strong. It's not like a mixed drink strong, right? This is like beer strong, but it's made from component parts. And then Andrea heads back up and starts chatting with Saxon, who's on the wheel. All right. Yeah, you can add your cardamom to the grog,
Oh,
or you can give it directly to Beraald. I don't know. It's up to you.
Was the grog the stuff that smelled so strongly?
No.
Okay, great. Okay.
No, that was not the stuff that made you drunk just by opening it up. This is definitely
okay.
weaker than that.
Okay.
Okay, so guess what I just read?
Hmm.
One of the like spices or things that you can eat to aid with seasickness is licorice.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, because of the fennel, right? Is
Right.
that right?
Yep.
Are we
It's up to you.
are we changing?
No,
Yeah.
it's up to you guys.
No, I can do the
absolutely
cardamom.
Probably would start with the cardamom because you're familiar with stomach sickness, not necessarily motion-induced stomach sickness.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, I love that. Okay. So Beraald will go, what do you got? What do you got? And just like reaching out. Does Zari give it to Beraald in the grog cup?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we'll just say
Yep.
that Beraald slugs it, and maybe it works for.
Beraald, you
to-
slug this
yeah, go.
down. Criior,
Yeah.
you take yours. I don't know if you slug yours down or not. But I would like another Constitution saving throw from you, Beraald.
Gosh dang it.
And now I have. Let me just make sure I have durable. Is that's increase your con score by 1? La-di-da-di-da. That's already incorporated.
That's already incorporated. Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Constitution. Let's go. We got a +3. Hit it.
You
Ooh!
slug this down, and your stomach isn't good, but it stays down. Like it's definitely your stomach that doesn't settle your stomach.
Okay.
But it also feels good to drink something that didn't immediately then try to race back up your throat. That you know that 2 hours into I've been sitting over the toilet feeling where you desperately want to get something to drink, but you know that if you drink something it's going to come right back. That feeling has just lessened a little bit because you actually were able to drink something. Also, I love Riisha singing, "What do we do with the seasick Beraald? What do we do with the seasick Beraald? What do we do with the seasick Beraald early in the evening?" Riisha, please take a inspiration for that.
Indeed.
Thank you for the earworm.
You're welcome.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor.
All right. So those of you who eat the stew, it is mostly salt beef. It has obviously had ship biscuit broken up into it to thicken it. It also has some small amount of onion and potato in it. But like 90% of the not liquid portion of this stew is salt beef. And so it's not unpleasant, but it is probably the saltiest thing you have ever eaten. And the drinking the grog to go with it is one of those, like, you eat something that's just a little too salty for you, and then you drink some water and you go, oh yeah, I needed that water. That's the feeling that you get. And you notice the crew, most of the crew at least, sticks their ship's biscuit into the stew and kind of cracks it up. And by the time they're done incorporating the ship biscuit into the stew, it's solidified the liquid phase into the ship biscuit, and then they're like crunching through the remainder of it. I'll make do with a cup of salty tea. The tea itself isn't salty. The tea is made with fresh water. And then Stellania eventually, as everybody has gotten their food or their tea, breaks down the mess station and hauls it back below deck. Crew changeover happens. It gets to the point where the sun is starting to set off to the direction the sun always sets in, north, south, west, in front of the ship ish. And Saxon calls out, "Gonna change tack." And the crew, he calls the crew to the deck. All the crew come up on deck. Prepare to change tack. And there is a coordinated effort as the ship is put from a close reach tack. They come across the wind and come close hauled to the wind on the other side of the wind. So if you were heading generally west northwest before, then now you are heading generally northeast. And one of the crew walks up beside you, Criior, and goes, "Hey, this is the wind side now. This is windward now." And helps you, and Lucy, seeing this, helps you, Beraald, to get to the other side of the ship.
Thank you.
Oh
Is there
yeah.
something
Sorry.
okay.
When you guys changed tacks, there was a scream of duck at a couple of you, probably at Zari and probably Lumi, as the main boom swings around and just like it's like 2 feet off the deck. So it swings around. You have to literally either duck or limbo as the thing swings over the deck. Probably 3 feet off the deck. Either way, it swings across the ship.
Will duck when prompted, will also store in his brain that if someone's calling to tack, to preemptively change the side, so they don't, so he doesn't have to duck.
It seems wise.
But Lumi will almost always be found on the windward side, especially now that the sun is setting. And he will probably find some parchment, and bring out his kit and start sketching the skies from a position of even less light around than he has ever seen.
Yep. So this continues on. Beraald and Criior, you guys are pretty miserable into the night. It's really hard to sleep, and you don't trust going below decks. You probably try once to go below deck, But now that you are good and seasick, the lack of horizon and the swaying of the ship makes that so much worse. So it's I want to go to bed. No, I'm not going there. I'm going to sleep up here tonight, sort of thing. The ship sails on to the night.
Oh,
go ahead.
no, it's always just silly little flavor. I'm so sorry.
No,
I just
I like
wanted
the
to ask
flavor.
if I could ask Lucy to be my emotional support raccoon and just hang out with me up on deck. Would that be feasible?
Yeah, I can stay with you. I could be your physical support raccoon too. Do you need me to like? I can't really hold your hair back because your hair is too short. But I could like get underneath your belly. Would that be better?
You know, if I could just lay my head on you, just listening to you breathe is helpful.
I'm fine with that. Just if you're gonna throw up, make sure you get over the edge in time.
I promise I will do that. You are such a good girl.
Okay, that's fine then.
Thank you.
Mm. You know, I think this is the thickest I've ever seen you, Beraald. Was it something you ate?
No,
I think it was that fancy. Was it that fancy hotel we stayed in? Was their food bad?
Oh no, their food. I may not want to talk about their food right now. But no, it wasn't the hotel. The boat ship. I'm used to the land staying still.
Well, the land's definitely not staying still anymore.
Yeah, and I'm so happy it's not affecting you. But oof.
This is fine. This is like being up in a tree when it's waving around. You know, it's going back and forth and back.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
She just looks at you innocently.
Yeah. Let's just lay down. Just lay down. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So those of you sleeping below deck, it is.
I also wanted to establish that like twice a day, I'm getting everybody together. You know what? This ship is small enough. I don't have to gather anyone. I'm taking the 10 minutes twice a day to put water breathing on everyone.
Oh, nice.
Including the animals.
How many people can you affect with that?
10 creatures I can see within 30 feet of me.
So you can hit a couple of the crew members too.
I could if two of them wanted to get in on it, because with the animals we're 8 people.
Yeah, a couple of the crew members are like, this is neat, so they kind of rotate through.
What is that?
What is water breathing?
I am assuming it's a spell that allows you to breathe underwater in case there's a capsizing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, for the next 24 hours you can breathe water as well as air.
Neat.
Water breathing is water breathing is to a sailing ship as Featherfall is to a airship.
That's amazing. Is there a way
Except Featherfall I have to cast in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Water breathing lasts 24 hours, and I can do it as a ritual. So,
is there a way that Lucy? Oh no, I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
So I can just keep that up on everyone, like effectively permanently.
That's awesome. Can Lucy try it out in some way? Could we have a moment where she?
So I think on day 3 we'll get to that, but we'll start with the first night.
Yes, of course.
So first night, none of you. So those of you who are seasick or otherwise sleeping up on deck, it's not terribly comfortable. It's there's no dry place on the deck, and depending on where your tack is more or less wet, but like it's not like soaking wet, but you know that feeling when you're like in a really light mist where your clothes are just kind of damp. It's that, only it's also salty water that's doing it, and so it's like itchy to stay up on deck because you have the salt spray on you, and with the boat heaving, it's like there's no stable place, so it's really hard to sleep. Those of you who are sleeping below decks in the cabin set aside for you, it's easier to sleep, but it's not like you have a different swaying, but it's more of the swaying in a hammock and less of the like the ground is moving and it's throwing me off. Needless to say, the first night, not many of you get much sleep, especially at about 4:30 in the morning. You guys hear, it would be at this point, Jurasai. I'm going to go with Jurasai. I'm going to try to stick with Jurasai. Jurasai, yell out, reef topsail, or put a reef in. And there is a thunder of feet from below decks as people wake up, head up into the sails, and start reefing the sails. Those of you who are on deck, so Beraald and Criior for sure, and then anybody else who chooses to be. The breeze is freshening. You guys are currently on a beam reach point of sail, so the wind is going basically directly across the ship. And the wind is we'll go with freshening is often the word that is used, speeding up. And looking upwind, you see flashes of lightning, and after a few moments, like cloud to cloud lightning, and after a few moments you hear just a very low rumble of thunder. And Saxon comes up on deck and goes, what do you see, Jurasai? And Jurasai goes, got a squall line coming, sir. Looks like a storm. Probably not terribly bad. I've reefed it. I've had the crew reef in one. We might need to bring in another. Saxon nods and looks around and goes, how's our supernumeraries doing? And most Jurasai kind of chuckles. You guys can hear all this because the ship's not terribly big. Goes, they seem to be doing fine. They're in for a bit of a ride. I'll have the crew tie them down if it looks too bad. And Saxon nods and goes, all right, I'll let the captain know. And you hear Saxon go below deck. You hear him knock on the captain's door. You hear her go, and muffled, you hear Saxon go, ma'am, there's a storm coming. And she goes, don't call this fucking stories. We need to hold you, let me know, otherwise let me sleep. And again, small ship. You hear Saxon chuckle and head back up to Jurasai and goes, all right, captain doesn't care. Let me know if you need to reef all the sails, otherwise I'll get breakfast started. It's 4:30 in the morning, so pitch black still. Clouds are rolling in. This is the darkest any of you have ever seen in your entire life, because you are both without any artificial. No, there isn't. There is a light, a lamp hung off the aft of the ship. That's just enough light to sort of illuminate the steering station. I had a word for it earlier, but now I've forgotten that word. Anyway, so and the breeze gets stronger. Now there is just a constant rumble of thunder, and you guys can see. Oh, and the sea is picking up. Like it's getting more. The waves are getting stronger. This point, Jurasai goes, gonna tack into the wind a bit. bring in the sails, another reef, and the crew leaps into action. You guys turn the ship up, don't fully cross the wind, but you're now close hauled into the wind. There's one reef left before the sails are fully hauled, and it is wet. Like, you have never been you feel like, those of you on deck feel like you're swimming, even though you are
Whoa.
on the, like, you are on, it's like, I am not in the water, and yet I am getting wet enough to feel like I'm swimming. And then the rain hits, and it is just a drenching downpour. You are immediately soaked to the skin. Although this is fresh water and it feels much less itchy than the salt water felt. Criior, you struggle to try to get below deck. You do get below deck, but that's gonna make your stomach hate you even more, because the ship is just heaving at this point. So I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from you, DC 15. Beraald, DC 10, same thing.
Sorry, I was writing all this down in my journal. Constitution with the D. Oh, puke. I have an inspiration. May I use it to re-roll?
Always.
Okay. Use the inspiration. Let's do this.
Beraald, with a natural
sir.
20, I'm gonna say your brain, there's a switch that flips in your brain.
Okay.
You don't know if it's
Yep.
the storm. You don't know if it's the change of motion. You don't know what it is, but suddenly you're like, blink a few times and you're standing in a glorious, cool shower that just takes all the sweat off your body. And you open up your mouth and tilt your head back and you wash all of the vomit taste out of your mouth. And you're fine. You're fine. You just, like, you don't know why you were having such stomach upset. It's like you find your sea legs and you're just hanging on to the rail, and it's fun all of a sudden. Like, to
Whoa.
stand in the wind, to stand facing into the wind as the crew is pulling in the last reef. Lucy is by your side, like hanging on to the rail next to you. She has like fluffed her fur out, and is like trying to not look like a drowned raccoon, but failing at it because she's soaking wet. Criior, on the other hand, you get below deck and this is the worst. This is your stomach. You haven't had anything in there for all day. So you are left dry heaving over a bucket on the deck, on the mid deck below hand. Just wishing there was something left in your stomach, because if there was something left in your stomach, it wouldn't hurt so bad.
Oh,
and about this,
sorry, this is all very visceral. Sorry.
About this time, Andrea comes like staggering up beside you, sees you dry heaving into this bucket, Criior, and just, oh, does she make it to the deck? 17. She makes it to the deck. So she comes, doesn't quite fall over you, Criior, kicks you a little bit, but not like on purpose. Makes it to the downward side of the rail. Beraald, like, she's within arm's reach behind you, and she is just losing. It looks like she's losing days worth of food. Like,
Wow.
how she has that much in her stomach, you are unsure, but she's just losing it over the side. And she kind of blearily looks up at you, Beraald, kind of goes,
Wow.
"Oh, I need a drink. Do you have a drink?"
No. And I
Oh.
don't think you should either.
And she like crawls her way back into the passageway. Meanwhile, the crew is battening themselves down. Most of them have left the deck to get below decks. And you spend the next 6 hours without a hot meal because they can't start the fire in a storm in a heaving ship that is close hauled into the wind. The captain looks around, invites any guests who might want to join her in her after cabin. Sits down. Who would be joining her, if anybody?
This is like 6 hours later.
This is like 4 hours later after the it's like 8 a.m. and you guys have been beating into the wind, close hauled for like 4 hours the first wave of rain was the worst, but it's been raining this entire time. And every once in a while you get the joy of seeing a lightning strike hit the water like a couple hundred feet off of one side of the ship or the other.
I think so. My thought is Beraald feeling fine was just a momentary thing, and it's going to go back, but he doesn't know that yet.
Right.
Is what? Yeah.
Sure.
So he's feeling like he would want to sort of, yeah, sure, I'll go down and have a hang out in the quarters with you, like feeling, yeah. So Beraald goes.
Okay. So Beraald's there. Anybody else in the captain in the captain's quarters at this point?
Oh Jesus, is it only
Probably
me?
Lumi trying to dry off most of his gear.
Zari, Suda, Ibrgit.
You know what? Sure, I'll be there.
Okay. Riisha, have you just been like in the crow's nest for most of this storm?
Yes.
That's where I imagine Riisha has been. She's like, oh, a storm is coming, and climbs the top of the 150-foot tall mast.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, not 150 foot.
She's also got
Go ahead.
her legs wrapped around the mast and is just with every sway is kind of miming riding a bull.
It's not that dissimilar. The one thing about these bigger waves is the mast has a much bigger motion, so it's yeah. Anyway, all right. So you guys get below. You guys get below, and the captain goes, it's fun. I didn't expect to storm the first day out, but this lets us refill our water, which is good because I got a neat trick to show you. And she pulls out a flask, and she goes, the latest in industrial alcohol. And she opens a flask, and I need everybody in the room to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Beraald, you're okay.
Oh, no.
Ibrgit, not as much. Lumi, you're okay. Ibrgit has 2. Oh, for Jawbreaker is... Oof. And Zari is okay. So Ibrgit and Jawbreaker, you smell alcohol and you go, huh, that's a little strange. And then you go, I feel like I just took a slug of whiskey. And then you go, I feel like I've been drinking. The rest of you take a whiff, and it is much more akin to, that was a strong drink, and Andrea goes, "This, my friends, is 800 proof liquor."
Wow.
And she pours a little bit into a cup. She pours some water into it, and she goes, like, she's got a little flask of water on her desk, and she goes, "And right about there, and now it's 100% alcohol." And she just slams the whole pint of it back. Oh, I feel better now. So what do you think of your first sale? Her eyes go clear. She's no longer like
Wow.
she no longer looks like she is, like, she no longer has the like bloodshot eyes, the like drooly almost face, the haggard expression. Like, her face no longer has a haggard expression on it. Looks like the headache she had kind of goes away. And she's just looking at you. She just slugged a pint of Everclear. She's looking at you cold sober. Cold sober.
Stone
seeming.
cold. Stone cold.
Stone cold Steve Austin. Yeah. Sober, and just like, "So what do you think of your first sale?"
Speaking for myself, not a fan.
That's fair. You've been throwing up for most of the day.
I have.
That's, believe me when I say, it is not the way to live life.
Well, I seem to have gotten past the worst of it, so it should be okay from now on.
Yeah, that's totally how that works. Insight check, everybody but Beraald.
Am I like poisoned?
You, I don't,
Do I have
I don't,
disadvantage?
you know, you have the drunk condition. I don't know if that probably counts as poisoned as far as D&D rules go.
Yeah, I mean that just gives
Yes,
you
it does.
disadvantage on everything.
Yeah. So Lumi,
I
you're
also have a 4. Okay.
so 14. Iberkeet, despite your drunk condition, you're pretty sure that the captain's being a little sarcastic about what she just told Beraald. She kind of looks at all of you and says, "I'm sure we'll be out of it soon. Spring storms never last terribly long. Although on this tack we're gonna add a little extra sailing time, but when you're 3 months at sea, an extra day on either side doesn't make a huge difference. And we might be able to make up some of our time a little later in the sail. So, but
So far I've been enjoying my ride because I noticed it's giving me a glorious chance to get a real detailed mapping of the sky, and he will pull out the map that he, as far as he got before the water got too bad,
right.
and one of his old ones, and actually start comparing them. Just the detail he could see that he couldn't see when he was even half a day's travel from Miiva or whatever.
Yeah, so the biggest difference you see is how well defined the sudden band in the center horizon of the sky is, and how much larger it is than you first thought. Like, it was one of those things where it's like, you used to think it covered like 15 or 20% of the sky at the the equator horizon, so it'd be the southern horizon from what you've seen, and you realize it's closer to like 35% or 40% of the sky has some amount of something in the way.
And he will probably go into a semi-nerdy explain-a-thon.
Oh yeah,
Yay.
and she's like, she is like. So you guys have a little bit of a conversation that I am not competent to have, where you're like back and forth about different constellations. You have it more as an almost religious thing, and she's like, oh yeah, we use that one to see how far, depending on time of year, how far north or south we are, and the magical sextant is really nice, but it's good to see back up. And she is using stars as navigation aids, and talking at it from that perspective, whereas you use your stars as religious is not exactly the right word, but religious feeling, and are speaking back at her in those terms. I guess it's kind of religion, kind of a nature religion.
Spiritualism.
Yeah, spiritual. And she's like, I think this is the best I've felt in a while. And about that time, Saxon has taken over from Jurasai at the wheel, and he's like, you hear him call to let out a reef, and you guys hear the crew thumping back up and releasing one of the reefs in the sails. The ship gets a little more lean to it as he turns it a little off of the close hauled and more towards a close reach, and the deck is now at about 30 degrees. Like the whole boat is tipped at like 30 degrees. Andrea has her cup, and she's very obviously holding it like up above, and she kind of swirls it around, looks into it, tips it back, and does that like thing that addicts do to get the last drop out of a mug.
Oh.
And she goes, all right, well, I'm gonna get up on deck and see where we are. So she kind of ushers you out of the room ahead of her, and then closes the door behind you all, and then heads up on deck. And she starts reading. The log. So one of the things that I haven't mentioned is every hour, one of the officers, whoever isn't currently steering the ship, or so there are 4 officers. They each take turns, or you have seen 3 of them, other than the captain, take turns steering the ship, or every hour will throw a literal board, they call it the log, off the back of the ship, and will record speed in knots, and direction of heading by there's a magical compass pointing towards north. So gives a speed and heading. And Andrea takes note of the log and goes to Saxon, and goes to him and goes, we seem to be heading a little north of the trade currents. Any chance we can get a little more westerly? He's like, I think when I let out the next reef, we can tack more to beam reach. If the wind stays in this direction, beam reach or broad reach, get us a little more souther and get us a little more to where we want to go. And she nods and goes, all right, keep at. Sounds good. This is where the logbook comes from. No, you are not being gullible, Mia.
Ah.
So this is so the log is the ship's recording of speed and direction that is taken hourly, and knots, the speed, are from counting of the knots of the log. So you
No.
throw a board wrapped around with it's tied to it's not really a string, but a string that has a knot every, I don't remember how far apart it is, but it's graduated, like is a precisely tied knot, and you let it slip through your fingers until it's like a 1 minute timer. So you throw the board overboard, you let the board trail behind the boat. you have a usually an hourglass in your hand in the olden days, or a stopwatch in your hand, and then once you reach, I believe it's a minute, you hold tightly to the rope, and then as you pull the rope back in, pulling the log back in, you count the number of knots. And that is how many knots of speed you are traveling. And then you log it in the logbook.
Stop it. I'm sorry. This is very cool. I like learning new things.
Uh-huh.
Wait, but I'm so sorry. Question about the magical compass?
Yes. So it is
okay, that's separate.
Yeah, so the magical compass is one of the things that every ship needs to know its position is. Well, they need several things, but one of the important things to know is the direction you have been sailing in over the last hour, the speed you have been sailing, because you use that to do what's known as dead reckoning, which is basically you take those two pieces of information and you can draw on a map where approximately you are. I'm not exactly sure why it's called dead reckoning. I think it's because it's not terribly precise, and so you could end up dead if that's your only reckoning that you have. But so there you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
So the compass is magical, so it always correctly points north. One of the things is a bad compass can lead to bad dead reckoning, which can cause you to be off course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's cool. I'm excited.
I might like sailing ships a little bit.
I know. I was thinking. I'm typing so much today. I'm learning so much about ships.
All right.
Okay.
No brain sparklies here detected here.
All right. So the storm passes. We're gonna do a little bit of fast forwarding here. At day 3, Lucy has asked Ibraki, so what is the thing you have me gather around for every day?
That's so good.
It's a safety meeting.
It's a safety meeting. What does it keep it safe from? Meetings? It seems kind of
Water.
strange. Oh, it keeps it safe from water? Oh. So, like, if we fall in, we don't fall in. We just stand on top of the water?
No, not like that.
Oh. Like
I
what?
could do that too.
Oh, that's good. That seems like I think it's like a youthful thing to be.
Oh no, I didn't get water walking. Never mind. There's also a spell that does that.
Oh, okay. So it keeps it so what? So that the water throws us back out?
Don't worry about it.
But now I'm worried about it. Hey, Beraald, I'm worried
Yes?
now.
Oh, what happened?
So I worried the safety meeting, but the meeting doesn't seem very safe.
Oh, the meeting is
And
Something
Beraald
about the
will-
water.
Beraald will look at, just try to surmise. It looks like Lucy is talking to Ibraki, just the two of them.
Because right after
Okay.
Ibraki cast water breathing on you.
Okay.
Ibraki, what's going on? What is Lucy? I feel like I need to interpret something here. Lucy, what question did you ask?
She said it was protected from the water, but she didn't say how.
Does Beraald know how?
That is a question between you and Ibrahkeet. Did Ibrahkeet explain at some point what the water breathing spell does?
I would have, yes, I would not be
Okay.
casting spells on everybody,
Okay.
like, without their knowledge or
Yeah.
consent.
Lucy
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
pay attention to that sort of conversation, if you didn't notice.
Okay.
Oh, Lucy. Okay. Yeah. This makes it this meeting when we
Mhm.
all stand around.
Uh-huh.
Ibrahkeet very kindly casts a spell on us that makes it so that we can breathe underwater
Wait,
as well as in. Yes.
I gotta try this out.
Yeah. What?
I gotta try this out.
I'm an.
She runs directly to the rail and starts
Yeah.
looking over the rail.
Wait. Oh, I understand you're curious. Maybe there's a way we could do this more safely.
Like, we're moving really fast, so I don't want to just jump in, but I do want to check out what it's like.
Yes. Okay. First of all, thank you. Thank you for not wanting to
And
jump in. Just
one of the
Go ahead.
crew members, giggling to himself, is like, "We could put her in the harness."
I need more information, please. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, no, the harness. And we can attach a rope to it and use it to hang off the side of the boat. The harness.
Instead. Well, I don't know if you've been watching me. I've set up a little place over here where I've sat and thrown up for the last few days. So all of this is, yeah, that's
You're
been me.
Landlubber. Got it. Okay. So anyway, what we have is, and he goes over to a chest that's on the deck. He gets out a leather and rope. It looks very similar to a human-sized dog harness. And he's like, okay, so what we do, and he starts putting Lucy in it. He's like, we slip this over this arm, we slip this over this arm, and we buckle this belt. Nope, we got to go a little tighter than that. Oh, you have your fur's pretty fluffy. And Lucy's just loving this because she's the center of attention. And she's like, oh, I think I could put this on myself. And he's like, yep, you might be able to, but make sure you have somebody help you. And then he ties one of the ropes onto her back, throws it over the capstan a couple of times, and he's like, he gives you the look, Beraald. It's the look of, I'm not going to do this without your permission, but I am wanting to do this really badly.
Beraald would like to do a trusty. What is it? Insight? Would it be insight?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. And then while Beraald is umming, let's go insight. Where the heck is insight? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, let's go. I'm going to regret.
16.
Okay.
This guy is not malicious, but he is highly amused.
All right.
Like, he's holding giggles in.
But I can tell that there is no malice.
Oh yeah, he's not being malicious.
All right. So Lucy has been comforting Beraald for a couple of days. She's so excited. He's not being malicious, and so he just nods his head.
All right. And he's like,
yeah.
all right, raccoon friend, Lucy. And she's like, yep, that's me. And he goes, yeah, just jump over the side. She's like, okay. And before you like have even thought of like grabbing for her, she's over the side. You hear a bloomp as she goes under the water. And then there's just this rope going. Zzz. I don't know if any of that's getting through Discord or not, but that sound that fishing line makes when you're casting, that sound.
Yes. Yes.
As the rope goes out. And he's just standing there watching, and then he wraps it one more time around the capstan, and it stops going out, and you see Lucy like 50 feet behind the ship pop up out of the water, and you hear very quietly, because she's back a little way, "This is a lot of fun, and I can breathe down there." And you hear another bloop sound as she goes back under the water, and he starts chunk winding the capstan in. He's like, usually they don't let me throw them overboard. Also, the raccoon is new. Chunk. Drawing Lucy up to the ship. She gets up to the side of the ship and goes, "That was a lot of fun. Hey, what's the big dark shape under the water?" And then that's where we're going in for the day. So, thank you to the players for playing. Thank you to everybody for watching. It has been great having you here.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.